Welcome, Mavis. Can you tell me a bit more about yourself?
I specialize in human dynamics in organizations, and I've been doing this for the past 10 years. So, understanding human systems and organizational systems and see how they interact, also helping leaders to understand the human systems and the organizational systems so that they can optimize them to achieve their own strategic objectives.
Given what you've said, what value do you bring to business?
So I focus on interventions such as emotional intelligence. So helping people from the bottom to the CEO level to understand their emotions. As I said, understanding human dynamics, emotions drive behavior and behavior drives performance. So I focus on emotional intelligence, emotional resilience. I focus on organizational diagnostics. So looking at the organization, if there are issues like conflict, you really want to understand what exactly is causing the conflict instead of just saying to people, go for conflict management. You want to look into the system and find out what is it that is causing, that glitch in the system in terms of the organizational and human system interaction. So I also focus on sense-making sessions for executives, for them to understand the organization and to understand the dynamics that are going on in the organization. I focus on that. I focus on designing interventions, but these interventions are really informed. So having been in the industry for 10 years and being at the almost the lower end of the intervention where you come in and you do training because an organization requests for training, I've realized that, sometimes we're dealing with symptoms. And we need to really get to the root cause of the issues that are happening in organization. So understanding the human system and being part of the process of designing an intervention by really getting into the organization and doing action research. So being involved in an organization for a little bit to understand the dynamics in the organization so that you can design an intervention that is relevant, but also an intervention that, enables you to make sure that you've got all the ingredients that are required to alleviate the issue that is going on in the organization. I also focus on leadership coaching, leadership for women coaching. I focus on, neuro inclusion, so diversity and cultural competence. So I focus on neuro inclusion. Why do I call it neuro inclusion? So, despite talking about diversity, we also need to understand the neurobiology, how we react to one another at a biological level. So these are some of the interventions and value that I bring to the organization for them to optimize their organizational system and their human system.
So, given what you've said, what are some of your key skills?
Okay, so I do facilitation of training. I speak at conferences or small seminars. So if organizations have got a seminar or they want to, bring in a seminar on emotional intelligence or emotional resilience, I come in and I am a speaker, a conference speaker. I've spoken to a crowd of, over 1,000 in one sitting. Okay. So I'm a conference speaker, seminar speaker, a facilitator. I do facilitation training in organizations. I do coaching. So I'm a coach. I also do, organizational diagnostics. So I get into an organization, I see the presenting problem, and I try to get to the root cause of the problem. So I have also those diagnostic skills, and also I have, like I said earlier on, coaching skills and also research skills. So I do a lot of research for organizations as well.
So, who are some of your clients?
So some of my clients include, consulting firms like Bain & Company. I have worked with Nedbank in coaching, seminars, conference speaking. I have also worked with Anglo and team building session, team effectiveness. I have worked with them in terms of, coaching as well. I've worked with Rand Mutual. I have worked with, Mediacom. So these are some of the clients. I've worked with Tongaat Hewlett, but I've worked with quite a number of other organizations. These are some of the clients that I can just make a mention off my head.
Your media footprint, what's it like?
I'm available on LinkedIn here, and I'm available on Facebook. I've also been, aired on CNBC Africa, interviews on CNBC Africa. I've also been, written articles in People Dynamics. I've written, articles also in newspapers, and I've also been on SABC One and also Business Day TV. So these are some of the, sort of social media platforms that I have been, been able to connect with and sharing my experience and expertise.
So, Mavis, what would you bring to the table?
I'll help you to understand your human dynamics in the organization so that you can optimize them to achieve your strategic objectives.
Thanks very much, Mavis, and all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.